Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow overthinkers, my friends, who can take a 2-second decision and turn it into a 2-week mental drama, welcome. Because I know some of you spent 20 minutes just deciding whether to click on this video. And even now, some of you are wondering if you should keep watching or maybe go make coffee or maybe scroll for something else. You know who you are? You're the kind of person who stares at the restaurant menu for 20 minutes, then orders the same dish you always order. You're the person who opens Netflix, scrolls for 45 minutes, and then falls asleep without watching anything. And some of you, you've been planning to start a business, learn English, go to the gym, or even just call that one person for years. But you're still waiting, still thinking, still planning. My friends, today is not for the planners, today is for the doers. And I'll tell you this, I am not here to criticize you because I am one of you. Yes, I too have a PhD in overthinking. I can imagine all the ways something can go wrong before I even take the first step. It's like my brain has this built-in movie theater that only plays horror films of what could go wrong. But let me ask you something. How many opportunities have you already lost because of this? How many dreams did you bury? Not because you failed, but because you never started. Let me give you an example. A friend of mine wanted to start a YouTube channel. He had the gear, the ideas, even the personality. Do you know what stopped him? He spent 6 months researching the perfect camera angle. 6 months. Meanwhile, someone else with just a phone camera and no fancy setup already uploaded 50 videos and gained 10,000 subscribers. By the time my friend finally uploaded his first video, guess what? He was already far behind. That's the cost of overthinking. While you are polishing your shoes, someone else is already running the race barefoot. You see, overthinking feels safe. It tricks us into believing we are working, we are making progress, because we're planning, we're researching, we're analyzing. But the truth is, overthinking is just a very clever form of procrastination. It's the delay button in disguise. You tell yourself, I'm not avoiding it, I'm just preparing. But preparation without execution is nothing but illusion. Now I know some of you are nodding thinking, yes, that's me. And some of you are thinking, but what if I fail? Let me break this for you right now. You will fail. Yes, you will. And that's the best news ever. Because failure is not the end, failure is the beginning. Babies fall hundreds of times before they walk. But imagine if a baby thought like us. Imagine if after falling 3 times, the baby sat down and said, no, maybe walking is not for me. Let me wait for the perfect time. Let me research shoes first. Ridiculous, right? Yet as adults, that's exactly what we do. And here's the funny part. Overthinking doesn't actually protect you. It just exhausts you. It's like sitting in a rocking chair. You feel like you're moving, but you're not going anywhere. You spend energy, you spend time, but you don't make progress. Have you ever had a day where you thought about something all day long, and at night you were tired, stressed, mentally drained, but when you looked at your to-do list, you hadn't done a single thing? That's the tax of overthinking. You pay in energy, you pay in happiness, but you don't get results. Now let me ask you again. How many more years do you want to waste in your head? How many more tomorrows are you going to sacrifice before you take the first step today? Think about it. The book you didn't write, someone else is already writing. The business you didn't start, someone else already launched. The video you didn't record, someone else has already uploaded. The opportunity you're waiting for, someone else already grabbed. Life doesn't wait for overthinkers. Life rewards the doers. So here's the first truth I want you to tattoo on your brain. Action beats perfection. Every single time, done is better than perfect. Because while you are trying to make it perfect, someone else is making it real. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. Overthinking is not just a bad habit. It's an addiction. We are addicted to thinking because it gives us the illusion of control. We think if I analyze every detail, nothing will surprise me. But life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't send you a memo before it throws a challenge. It just happens. And the truth is, most of the things we worry about never even happen. Think back to the last 5 things you stayed up all night worrying about. How many of them actually came true? Probably none. And even if one did, guess what? You survived. You handled it. So why torture yourself in advance? You know what overthinking is like? It's like downloading 100 antivirus programs on your computer, just in case. But then the antivirus itself slows down the computer so much that you can't do anything with it. That's exactly what happens with your brain. Too many what-ifs make your mind slow, heavy, frozen. Let me tell you a true story. There was a man who wanted to propose to the woman he loved. Every day he told himself, tomorrow I'll do it. He overthought every detail. Where to propose, what to wear, what if she says no, what if people laugh. Months went by. One day he finally gathered courage. He bought the ring, rehearsed his speech, and went to meet her. Do you know what happened? She was already engaged to someone else. He didn't lose her because she said no. He lost her because he never asked. That's the cost of waiting too long. And some of you are doing the same thing right now. Maybe not with love, but with your career, with your dreams, with your goals. You're waiting for the perfect moment. But let me tell you the truth, the perfect moment does not exist. If you wait for the perfect time, you will wait your entire life. There is no perfect time, there is only time, and it is running out. Now let's talk about perfectionism. Oh, perfectionism is the cousin of overthinking. Perfectionism says, don't do it until it's flawless, but flawless never comes. You write a sentence, then delete it. You record a video, then re-record it. You plan a project, then you plan again. Meanwhile, someone else just puts it out there, messy, raw, imperfect. And because they acted, they grow, they improve, they succeed. Perfection is not the starting point, it's the finishing line. But most of us never start the race because we're waiting at the start line, polishing our shoes forever. Do you know what the world really respects? Not the thinker, not the planner, not the perfectionist. The world respects the one who dares to show up. People don't remember the person who thought of the airplane. They remember the Wright brothers because they flew. People don't admire the person who thought of electricity. They admire Edison because he lit the bulb. Ideas are cheap. Execution is priceless. And I'll be honest with you, most of our overthinking is based on fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. What will people say if I fail? Let me answer that for you. They will laugh for 5 minutes and then they will forget because they are too busy overthinking their own lives. We think people are watching us 24/7, but actually everyone is the main character in their own movie. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are. So why give them the power to control your future? Here's another funny thing. We always think of the worst case scenario. If I speak up, people will laugh. If I start this, I will fail. If I try, I'll embarrass myself. But what if the opposite is true? What if people cheer? What if you succeed? What if you surprise yourself? You never think of that, do you? Your brain is biased toward fear. It's like having a friend who always gives you bad advice. Imagine asking your friend, should I start a business? And he replies, no, don't do it. You'll lose everything. You'll go broke. You'll end up homeless. And you trust that friend every single time. That friend lives in your head. Kick him out. Because here's the reality. The biggest failures are not the ones who tried and lost. The biggest failures are the ones who never tried. At least the ones who tried have stories to tell, lessons to share, courage to show. But the ones who only thought about it, they have nothing but regret. And regret is the heaviest weight you can carry. So my friends, let me tell you this. If you keep overthinking, life will pass you by. Time does not wait. Opportunities do not wait. People do not wait. The world is moving fast, and overthinkers are always left behind. And when you finally decide, it may be too late. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow overthinkers, let's talk about the cure. If overthinking is the disease, then action is the medicine. Not thinking about action, not planning action, not writing about action. Real action. The smallest step forward beats the biggest thought sitting still. You don't need to know the whole staircase, just take the first step. Here's the secret. Clarity comes from doing, not from thinking. People say, I'll start when I'm clear about what to do. But you only become clear by starting. Imagine trying to learn swimming by reading 100 books about swimming. You memorize the strokes, you study the breathing, you analyze the water, but the day you jump into the pool, all the theory disappears. You only learn by moving your arms and legs. Life works the same way. And please remember this, you don't have to start big. Start small, but start now. You want to get fit? Don't spend 3 weeks researching the perfect workout. Just do 10 push-ups today. You want to write a book? Don't wait until you know every detail. Just write 1 page today. You want to start a business? Don't wait for $1 million. Just test one idea today. Small steps compound. Action creates momentum, and momentum kills overthinking. Now let me give you a funny example. A young man once told me, I want to start making videos, but I don't have the perfect camera, the perfect microphone, or the perfect background. I told him, do you have a phone? He said, yes. I said, great. Then you have everything you need. Because it's not about the tools, it's about the courage to start. Remember this, imperfect action is always better than perfect hesitation. Some of you are waiting for confidence before you act, but here's the truth. Confidence does not come first. Action comes first, and confidence follows. You don't become confident by waiting, you become confident by doing. Think of a child learning to ride a bicycle. Do they wait until they feel confident? No, they wobble, they fall, they scrape their knees, and then suddenly they're riding. Confidence is built in motion, not in waiting. Now, some of you might say, but what if I fail? And I'll tell you, good, fail. Because failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can count. But they acted, they learned, they grew. Overthinking makes you believe failure is the end. But action shows you that failure is only feedback. It's a stepping stone, not a tombstone. And let's talk about time. Because the truth is, we think we have unlimited time. I'll do it tomorrow, next week, next year, but tomorrow is not promised. You don't control time. Time is the most democratic thing in the world. Everyone gets 24 hours a day, but how you use it makes the difference. And overthinking is a thief of time. It steals your hours, your days, your years. And in the end, you look back and realize you never lived. You only thought about living. So what's the solution? Decide faster. Act sooner, fail quicker, learn earlier. Because the faster you act, the faster you grow. Don't let your brain bully you into waiting. Train your brain to say, do it now. Even if it's messy, even if it's clumsy, even if it's not perfect, just do it now. And here's the best part. Once you start acting, something magical happens. Your fear gets smaller, your confidence grows, your ideas become clearer, and your life begins to move forward. Suddenly, opportunities appear. People support you. Doors open. And you realize the only thing that was stopping you was you. So my dear friends, stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop asking, what if, and start saying, why not? The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is today, right now, not later, not someday, not when you're ready, because you'll never feel ready. Do it scared, do it unsure, do it anyway. And let me leave you with this. In the end, nobody remembers the things you thought about doing. They only remember the things you actually did. The world does not reward ideas in your head. The world rewards actions in reality. So go out there, make mistakes, learn, grow, laugh at yourself, and keep moving. Because life is too short to be lived inside your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow overthinkers, today I challenge you, stop thinking and start doing. Don't just leave this video feeling inspired. Leave it ready to act, because your future is waiting. And it will only arrive if you take the first step now. Thank you for listening and subscribe to this channel for more motivational content.